All right, so this is just a work with me. I completely have made this up. Um, I want to make sure that we are live. So today is February 12th, 2025, and we are just in the office. It's 11 a.m. So let me make sure. Let me go to my page. Yeah, just like I don't know, catch up, work with me, but also I am open to take questions. So if you are live or if you are on the replay, what business questions do you have? Any personal questions you have? What do you want to know about me? So this is just open. I am literally working. We're gonna make this a co-working situation. So if you want to be live with me here, you can work with me. If you on the replay, you could pretend like you well pretend I'm there and then you're working. But let me just make sure that we're live and you can hear me. Um, and by the way, if you are here, you should totally sign up for my 3-day money making messaging event that's going down. All right, awesome. So, because this is live, this is February 12th, 2025. The next live one is actually February 24th. So you still have a couple days to get on in. This is where you're going to be able to get live coaching, real time feedback, business consulting on your positioning, your communication strategies, making sure that you are positioning the value of your offers to sell to higher paying clients, more premium clients, right? So we were just coaching a client inside of Money in the Message on a $20,000 offer that she has. And also, we were coaching on a $50,000 offer, going through the messaging, like what's really the mindset of the person that's, going to invest this amount. And, I was saying in another video that this isn't just about the number, right? So it's subjective. Whatever your next level client is going to pay is yours. So if your current price is 1,000 right now and you're wanting to triple that, then in charge $3,000, that's your next level. If you are currently charging $5,000 for a package and you want to charge, you want to double it to 10,000, then that's your price. If you currently are doing something that's, let's say, 8,000 and you want to get it to maybe 12,000, right? Then you are going to, like, that's your next level. So we're not here to dictate by the numbers what your next level is, but what happens when you have landed clients, you have past clients, current clients, and now you're just wanting to kind of assess who really is a client that I'm wanting to call in next. So that's really what the premise of this event is about. It's about pre-selling ideal clients. Why I just remembered the microphone was over there. So I hope that y'all could hear me and what I was saying. And if you're here, say hello. Let me just make sure. $3,000, that's your next level. Okay, perfect. So y'all can still hear me. So that's good to know because at some point I'm not using my big mic. I don't have my big mic on, but maybe we're going to clip this. um, because I don't want to put it on my shirt. Because sometimes put it on my shirt, it'd be too. I know that's the point of it, but out here, let me put it there. It's actually been too loud. Y'all, the next, so we have a video coming out. Hey, the 5 of you that are on. So first of all, say hey, let me know where in the world you are joining from, and know that this is open. So if you have business questions, if you have messaging questions, packaging questions, I mean, we go through many of them inside of the program. So yesterday we were going through some packaging, and some pricing. But let me just make sure that I have comments up. Any questions? I mean, hold up. I don't want to hear myself twice. And then we're gonna, I'm just gonna be, like I said, what do you call it? Like I said, answering questions. So, or I'm gonna be working in between. So if y'all have questions, what's going on with your business? Hello, let me know where from which you are joining. Beautiful. So I can see comments. Awesome. Yeah, so let me know where you're joining from, and also let me know what you do. So where you're joining from, what is it that you do? And how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now about your current clients? How are you feeling right now about your prices? So let me know. From Wisconsin, welcome. Hi, Jace. Welcome. I'm glad that you subscribed. Yes, if you are not subscribed, if you are not a part of our Shine Sisterhood, our Shine Space, definitely join. I know we have some men who are here. So Just be in a space where you understand if it vibes with you, it vibes with you, and take the message. The whole purpose of our space is making sure that we always are refining how we are positioning our expertise. So welcome, welcome. So tell me, what is it that you do? Are you a speaker? Are you a coach? Are you a consultant? What is it that you do? So let me know. And while y'all do, like I said, this is also a working scene. So actually, while y'all drop any questions, so here's what's happening. So right now on my list, or actually, I need to be uploading a video. So we have 3 videos. Oh, you're a coach. Perfect. What do you coach on, Jace? What do you coach on? So, what I tend to specialize in is working with individuals who have an area of expertise. And so they're packaging that through coaching, consulting, speaking, training, digital products, programs, offers such as that. So let me know what you are going to be, what do you coach on? And while you do that, so we said this was a working session too. So we have 3 videos right now in the queue. So we have one video where I actually did like a love letter to your next level voice. Right. So for many of us, especially as women, there's a next level of client we want to talk to. And sometimes we have internal dialogues around if we feel worthy of supporting that person, of talking to that person, and not just worthy because it's like, okay, I've already worked with clients before. I've already been doing this work before. What mind trash is going on that's causing me not to think that I'm worthy of charging this much? But it happens, but it comes in. And even if it's just slightly, right? What do we need to do to kind of get that even more elevated? So we have a video coming out, like a love letter to your next level client, and to your next level voice for your next level client, and giving yourself permission that I am capable and so worthy of this next level of income, of money I want to make, of the voice that I want to have, of talking to this next level client. So that's a video that we have coming out. And then we also have one coming out where I was also at a retreat with a client of mine. So that's where I've actually been this past week or weekend. And, we're talking to, women who have been in business 6, 7, 10, 17 years, women who have, done 6 figures in their business, who've had 25K months, who have supported hundreds of clients. And yet there still are some mindset elements that come in. So there's a separate video of me just speaking to the number one thing that I feel burns out women just like that. So if you have been in a space of burnout, we can talk about it here, but there is a video that we have coming on that. And then there's another video just inviting you to come with us and join me inside of my money making messaging event. So it's a 3-day event where you can literally be working with me in action, right? So kind of like this is a space where we are, connecting in real time, right? Versus it being a pre-recorded. Thank y'all for the hearts. But being in a space where you can actually get real hands-on coaching and consulting inside of my 3-day coaching program. So you can go to kirajones.com/event to join that. So I am going to go ahead and upload one of those videos here. So I just take it and I'm putting my laptop is down here. So we're gonna put it in, make sure I got the right end? And then I have to read. So let's see. We go. So from Texas, awesome. I own a beauty brand consulting company. Amazing, amazing. And so that y'all can see what I just did. Let me flip my camera around. So my laptop is down here. So I just put the USB there. So that's all that happened. And then there's y'all's comments. And then I have my candle going. So if you care, so this is me getting hydrated. It's primarily water. I did put a little bit of lemonade crystal light in there. And then I just have this candle warmer going. It is amazing. I do not have any lights on, but this light in my office. Sometimes I just like to work with just that. And then this is actually my grandmother's, this gold jewelry jewelry box. And so I keep tech stuff in there. So right now it's empty because when I travel, I put all my tech stuff in here. So this is where like my microphones and all of the extensions and the cords and all the things a part of creating content. You see, we have one mic here. I also have the other mic right here. So we'll put that back in there. But yeah, so usually I take that and put it in there. But because I was traveling, I had it with me. So let me go ahead and look at these comments. Okay. So hi Keisha, welcome. So Keisha says, this is your first live with me. Hey girl, hi. Have you been checking out the episodes? Let me know, have they been helpful for you? So let's dive in. So you're from Texas. Yes, I was just talking to one of our team members is in Texas as well. All right, so I'm from big old Texas. I own a beauty brand consultancy that specializes in helping Christian women launch successful skincare brands that honor their faith, their family, and their freedom. First off, congratulations. Congratulations. Second, are you still here, Keisha? Let me know. And then some of the questions. So, first of all, congratulations. And if you're still here, I'd love to just, support you. So, like I said, I'm going to be working. So, you see me uploading and I'll tell y'all what I'm doing next. But first, let's level on Keisha. So, where are you at in your business? So do you currently have clients in your consulting package right now? So let me know that first. And anybody else who's joining, where are you at in your business? Do you already have clients in your consulting company? And if so, I would love to know, how do you feel right now about the clients you have inside of on your client roster? How do you feel about the clients you have on your client roster? And you know what I'll do? I'll put that question in the chat. How do you feel about the clients you have right now on your client roster? And as for anyone on the replay or on the live, so let me know, because I want to know. And that's what's going down inside of the 3-day event, right? Me asking about your clients, about your offers and your pricing, and then us going through all of these elements that help position you. And most importantly, your messaging, right? So when you're pitching, all that good stuff. So you're new to the channel altogether. Well, welcome, sis. Go ahead, make sure you subscribe. Let's see. So Keisha said, I'm still here. Perfect. So I've been in business for 6 years. Congratulations. Amazing. I will be 7 years in August. Yay! So we're like 6.5 years. Okay. I'm in the scaling phase. Amazing and beautiful. No, I haven't watched anything from you. Your live popped up on my feed wrangling. Perfect. Well, listen, we get guided to exactly where we need to be. So you've been in business for almost 7 years. So congratulations, you're in the scaling phase. Perfect. So tell me, what is the next phase that you want? So scaling, right? So for many of my clients, it looks different. I feel like I said this a minute ago, but so for example, in my inner circle yesterday, we're talking to one client where we can be talking about a $4,500 client offer, right? And then one of my members in the program in the inner circle, they have a $20,000 offer. They also have a $50,000 offer, right? And they've actively sold that offer, and now she's focused on driving more people to that. So it's subjective, right? Some people are scaling from, my offer is 2,500 and I want it to be 4,500. My offer is 12,000 and I want it to be 20,000. So that is so subjective. But let me know, for you, what does scaling look like for you? What's next? Like, is that you're wanting to increase your prices? Are you wanting to double your rates? Is that you wanting to be able to, are you pivoting your audience, or are you want to stick with the same audience? What does that really look like for you? Does that mean you adding more people to your team? Does that look like you shifting things in your business model as far as what you offer? So let's say, so another example of something that we mentioned yesterday on the call, maybe you have a one-on-one business model. So you do one-on-one consulting for those beauty brands, Keisha. Or are you wanting to scale into having group programs where you're having, and then we get to define, are they small group offers? Are they larger group offers? So scaling like looks so different, right? Scaling to group programs, scaling to digital products or membership, or maybe it's live events, right? So like my client this past weekend, she has a retreat, right? So it can be so many different things. And then even this weekend, Oh yes, hi Jace. I am live. So I'm gonna come back to your question. I see that you do you coach. Okay, so like more of a sports coach. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. But yes, I am live. This is real. This is really live. But I know sometimes we're like people be tricking us and making us think they're live. But for those who are on the replay, right? Then it'll be a replay for you. But yeah, Jace, I am live. So Keisha says, let me come back. Keisha says scale, or where was I? Did I finish my thought? So just scaling can look different for different people, based off of like, where you are right now and where it is that you want to go. So scaling from one-on-ones. Okay. So then the example that I mentioned. So scaling from one-on-one. So it sounds like you do primarily one-on-one work right now. Would you say that that's like 90% of your work? Would you say that's 100%? Right now, what does one-on-ones make up when you look at your business model? Is it mostly one-on-ones, 100%? Is it like half and half? What does that look like? Sorry if I'm hitting the mic, y'all. So you want to scale into group programs, boot camps, membership. I love that. I was just talking to one of my team members. So 2016. So for me being a decade in, right? So the first couple years I focused primarily on one-on-one. I feel like one-on-one is what most people go to. And so one-on-one was 100% of my business. And then in 2017, I started adding in VIP days. Now, technically, VIP days are one on one, but the difference is one on one might be 3 months long, one on one might be 6 months, it could be 12 months, right? Versus my VIP days were like one day. And at that time, they were actually 8 hours long. Or no, six hours long if you did it in person. So that was virtual. If you did it in person, then it was 8 hours. Because we added 2 hours, 1 hour for breakfast and 1 hour for lunch that we, had time for. So 6 to 8 hour intensive. But still that's one on one, but we're reducing the amount of time, right? That I'm working with that individual. And then I would say, so then in 2020, so also in 2017, was that 2017 or 2018? I forget what year we added in the first. Oh, no, no. The first group program was in December of 2016. Yes. And that program was called, I think, a mindset that shines. I think I'm going off of memory, y'all. But that was my first group program, and then we had the Shine Mastermind, and then I had like my versions of my now inner circle, right? So we've just continued to elevate it throughout the years, and so that was like mastermind style. So getting into group programs, mastermind, and then in 2019, I got so burnt out because I was doing. So I went from 100% one-on-one to whether it's VIP day or full one-on-one, then to adding in group programs in 2017, and then I just got burnt out. By 2019 I was just fully burnt out. So when that year came about, I was like, I want to pause and I want to do like 6 to 8 week group programs. And so I would call them boot camps. And so, we would do 4 or 6 a year, something like, that. And then I switched to having a one time core offer. That's my inner circle, right? Where because I don't love launching. I don't love to launch. And we can talk about that another day, but that's not like what I love. So anyway, the point is definitely I have experienced different business models in this last decade. We do have a business models playlist. So once we're done, with this live stream, because I want to actually like answer questions for you or whatnot. And if you have a question or anything coming up for you, let me know. But we do have a playlist dedicated to business models. So I talk about like making my like, here's a business model for maybe my first 10K, for my first 100K, when I, for 250, for 500K, all that. So we do have a business model where I talk, or a business model playlist. So you can definitely can like look at that more. And also make sure that you're signed up kiarajones.com/event, because I would love to have you there for us to kind of go through even more than what we, can do here. But okay, so you were doing 100% one-on-ones. Keisha says, I only want my one-on-one to be VIP. I want to get away from one-on-ones altogether. I only want to do VIP one-on-one once a quarter. Got it. And so do you know how many people you want to have in that? Is that one? So what I hear you saying is you want to switch over to having one-on-ones be an exclusive VIP offer. If you feel comfortable, you can share what's the price of your one-on-one. If you don't feel comfortable right now, that's totally fine. When you come into the event, when we're in a more intimate space and we're real time now, but when we're in an intimate space and it's a more private space, you can share that. And we can talk numbers. But And then also, if you are a platinum member of the 3-day program, then you'll be getting like private coaching passes. There's also audits that I need to do after I get off of here for some of our platinum members. So there's like me actually auditing, y'all can't speak today, auditing your premium positioning plan, auditing, looking at your offers, looking at your ideal client and your targeting, looking at the messaging. And something that I was sharing was, so only 4. Okay. So you want to have 4 per quarter. Awesome. Amazing. So that means you want to have 12. Yeah. Or 16, excuse me. So every quarter you want to have 4 times 4 quarters. So that's 16. And then what also happens, because we care about lifestyle over here, boo. So from a lifestyle standpoint, you might find that I have some clients who take half the year off. I have some clients who take the summer off. So maybe it's 4 a quarter, or maybe you decide I want to do 4 3 times a year, because maybe I want to take off July, August, and December, for example. So you wouldn't be filling in those spaces. Or you can also structure your one-on-one so that it also fits your lifestyle. And this actually is something we were talking about yesterday. So yesterday, real story on our Money in the Message call, we were talking to a client. So she does have a $50,000 offer. Her $50,000 offer is 12 months. She has one that's 6 months and one is 12 months. This one is 12 months long. And so something that we were talking about in there is literally we use the number 4. So it's ironic that you say 4, but if you get 4 just for the year, right? So that's 50,000 times 4 clients, that is $200,000, right? This particular client does also have a $4,500 plus offer, where most of her clients actually go into, right? And so it's a shorter period offer. So, you can have a 4 week, a 6 week, 8 week, 12 week boot camp situation. Um, Usually we don't do longer than that, but hers happens to be 8. And so she kind of gets most people, like dozens and dozens of people in that. I forget the exact number. She's had a couple hundred people in that offer, I believe. So, but at a time, dozens of people in that offer, right? And then they can upsell, right? So anyway, the point is, just using that 50K number, if depending on your pricing. So I'm saying that for you, Keisha, as you think about it being your VIP, right, is also a pricing. So let me see what you said. So no, 1 client a quarter. Oh, so 4 for the total year. I gotcha. It ranges from 25 to 5,000. Whether it's for a year or for a quarter, you still get to say the same thing, right? So if I want to take time off and I only want to do one person 3 quarters, so that would be 3, because I like to take, July, August, and December off, or like work half, work part-time, something like that. But you fit your lifestyle in it, is all I'm saying. But let's go with what you have here. So the 4 clients a quarter. And if you're watching, dive in, share with me where you're okay, hello. Dive, I'm glad that you are back. Dive in, let me know what is it that you do. So what type of coach or consultant or speaker or trainer, thought leader, content creator, what type of work do you do where you share your expertise? And then how do you feel right now about, your business model and or clients that you call in? We're just chatting with Keisha right now. Let me see, where was I? So you're charging $2,500 to $5,000. It depends on what they want specifically. Um, a 3-month VIP. I've been thinking about raising the price to 10. Yes. So I mean, just doing quick math, if you're charging $2,500 for 1 client per quarter, 2,500 times that 4 is 10,000. So that means you would only be making $10,000. Y'all, I don't think we need the whiteboard, but $10,000, right? For the year. And again, I got that from doing $2,500. So that's your minimum number. You mentioned the lowest, 2,500 times 4. That's 10,000. If you charge 5,000 times 4, that's 20,000. But that's for the year, right? Because you're only wanting 1 per quarter. So that's where I was opening you up when I'm talking about my client who's she has a 20K offer, she has a 50,000 offer. This also works for clients of mine who have an $8,000 offer, right? It doesn't have to be all 5-figure, but we do want to increase that rate. Because boo boo, I mean, I know for me, I like steak, I like sushi. I'm sure, I get a vibe from you just looking at your profile picture that you like nice things. So we can't do the $2,500 per quarter for 4 VIP clients for a 3-month program. So I would be looking at making that a longer program. Where's my calculator? I would be looking at making that a longer, let me see. Okay. Making that a longer program. So if we did $2,500 per, it's a 12-month program, not 3 month, and it's $2,500 per quarter. So now you have $10,000 per client times 4 clients is 40,000. So that's one instant elevation. So changing it from a 3 month to a 12-month VIP package. And also, what we're going to be talking about inside of money making messaging. So you can go to kirajones.com/event to sign up and join us. If you are an established woman in business who's experienced, you have past clients, present clients, you are good at what you do. And now we're elevating how you position it. We're elevating your confidence. We're elevating your clarity. We are elevating your messaging so that your messaging can be pre-selling for you, pre-qualified clients, ideal clients, all the jazz, right? So you can stop giving your expertise away for pennies, or anything like that. So definitely join us at that event. But and we'll be going deeper into all of these things. But yeah, Keisha, what I would say is like definitely elevating who is the client that will want this type of experience for 12 months. And that doesn't even count. We use the low number of 2,500. What if we use 5,000? So 5,000 times only for a year at the 3 month rate. Again, we already said that's 20,000. But if you did 5,000 each quarter, right, for 4 quarters, so then that's 20,000 per client, and you got 4 of them. So you get four $20,000 clients who pay you 5K per quarter. If you're curious, the way that my client price, or there's many ways that my clients price theirs. Some do $5,000 up front, like deposit, and then you break out the payment to like whatever that's going to be divided by each month or each quarter from there. Some do 5,000 every quarter. Some do a monthly price, right? So you can decide what you want to have that be, right? So 20,000 divided by 12 months is 1,600 per month. So I have a package similar to that as well, that price point exactly, actually, for my one of my larger packages. Okay, so she says for one product launch strategy, it's 2,500. A 3 product skincare line launch strategy is 5,000. Don't forget, that's with me adding on the group program membership boot camp. So revenue will be flowing from other services. Huh. Okay. So couple things going on. This is my feedback. I'm not a fan of like, so let me step back. A part of value positioning is not putting these quantified conditions on your stuff. So if we only do 1 product, it's this. And if we do 3 products, it's this. Personally, you can kind of take that out, right? You want me to support you on a product launch, it costs $5,000 for us to do that. And it's not about how many quantity, right, over quality. It's not about how many of this or that we're doing. Because the reality is, if this person works with you for 1 product, they actually are in a space where they could duplicate, they could replicate that same strategy and use it for another product. But you're only charging for the product. So an example is when you work with me and my packages, I'm not just helping you for content for this one video. The messaging work that we do, you're literally going to take this next level messaging when you understand, how do I sell on my value? How do I pull out the top 5 most valuable parts of what it is that I do? The things that are going to make it so that the people who are paying the $5,000 or the $20,000, whatever price point you decide, they see the ultimate value. They see the transformation. I'm articulating it to them with clarity and with conviction, with confidence, right? They see the highest level of the value. So they're not looking at like, well, what if we do 2 and what if we do this? And the reason why I got to that place with my clients and their pricing strategy was I started realizing people, like, it's like, oh, I'm at the grocery store and I can buy 4 lemons for this much, or I could take one off and buy 3. Like, that's not the caliber of client who is a high value, high quality client. I go to Keisha. Again, I don't know anything about Keisha's messaging because we have not even talked about messaging yet. The messaging is what sells it. That's why my program is literally called, if y'all didn't know, Money in the Message. The money is in the message. The message is what sells the thing. So we don't have the messaging yet, but hey client, you can just come for me for a one-off launch, or hey client, you're going to come in working with me and I'm going to consult you on your beauty brand, right? I'm just trying to go back. I'm going to consult you on your beauty brand. I'm going to help you understand exactly how to roll out your product. I'm going to help you understand what your brand needs to look like for this. I'm going to help you understand what your website needs to look like, what your SMS, what your marketing, what your launch plan needs to be. I'm going to help you make sure that you stay in the room and you have the confidence through this launch period and you don't give up and you keep believing in yourself. I'm going to help you understand how to price your stuff for maximum profits, et cetera, et cetera. That don't have nothing to do with if it's one product or if it's three products, right? You're going to get that value, that transformation, no matter what. I am charging you for that. I am not charging you. So if I come back to myself, the messaging work we do, I'm going to help you understand what's the messaging that you need to talk to your next level client so that you can command double your rate, so that you can command triple your rate, so that you can get more successful at pitching yourself, so that you can convert quicker, so that you can have clients who are pre-sold, who don't freaking waste your time and get on calls with you about your consulting or your coaching package and want to nickel and dime you and want discounts and need all of this stuff and need you to convince yourself and prove yourself why you're worth it. No, you have content and because we have the messaging, the high quality messaging infused into your content. So in your videos, in your marketing materials, in your sales assets, in all of those things, they see those things before they get in that DM with you, before they get on that consultation with you, before they get on that sales call with you, discovery call, whatever you call them, right? They see those things before. So we're pre-positioning your value. We're pre-qualifying them to make sure they're the right people who actually want and are committed to getting support now, not later. Not I'm gonna just get this and pick your brain and come back in 2 weeks. So you got to think about the mindset of the person and how they make decisions. So am I making a decision from one product or three products, or am I making a decision of this is what I learned from her and what I gained from her and what happens when we work together, right? And then to go back to what I was saying about making the offer a 12-month program, that's the benefit. So maybe it's not based off the number of products. Maybe it's here's my 3-month version and here's my 12-month version. Not the number of products, but the length of time. And a lot of times I don't like to bring in time with the transformation, but in this case, that would be a next step, a better step than just based off the product, because they could duplicate this process and use it for multiple products, whether they're working with you or not. And so I'm teaching you, what is it the saying, like don't bring the fish, teach them how to fish. Don't just like give them the fish or whatever. Like the messaging strategies that we go into inside of the 3-day money making messaging program, the messaging strategies that we do when we work together, whether you're doing an intensive with me, right? My power message and monetization intensive, or which is like one-on-one experience and it's some done with you, done for you, right? Or if you're coming to my inner circle where I'm supporting you and coaching you right through all of these as you elevate your messaging and infuse them into your brand. Either way, I'm teaching you things that literally I was saying this yesterday. I have a client who went back and saw our intensive from 2017. She was cleaning out her Google Drive. She saw her videos or whatever, and she messaged me. She was like, "Here, I went and hired these other coaches, and I shifted away from my original message. I don't know why I did that. When I'm looking at the videos from you and I, like the messaging from 2017 feels so right and so good." I have another client of mine who messaged me a couple months ago in the summer, and she has worked with me like 3 different times, and every time her messaging expands, expands, expands. It gets better because who you are today, the clients that Keisha worked with last year, let's say you've been in business 7 years. When you think about the clients you work with in the first 2 to 3 years versus the clients you work with in the last 2 to 3 years, what has shifted about them? What has evolved? So then when you think about the clients you're going to call in for the next 2 to 3 years, there's another layer of that client, right? And so that evolves, that expands, you expand. And so your message needs to be refreshed. The message you started with, the clientele you started with, you don't have to stick with those types of clients. If when I started, I was charging my first package was $497 for 30 days. For 30 days, okay? Now I get paid at least $3,500 for one day. And I used to charge $497 to work with me for 30 days, right? So the type of client I would call in there is different from the person who is like, yes, I want to drop $3,500 to $5,000 to work with you for one day. Yes, I want to work with you for a year and I'm dropping a 5-figure investment. I'm going to drop 20, 25, 30K into this investment. Yes, I want to come into the inner circle, which is like the most accessible, amazing, like no-brainer way, to work with me. And it's so impactful and it's so powerful. And this is the call that I'm talking about. We were having all these conversations. This was our group call yesterday that we happened to have. So I got really into that, but I definitely feel like there is some opportunity with the pricing for sure, based off your numbers. And I do know that doesn't even include your group stuff. But I feel like people throw one-on-one away, but in actuality, because you're burnt out, because you're tired, because you want to charge, you want to really be charging more. And it's kind of like, go ahead and charge more. What do I need to shift about my one-on-one? How it's structured, how it's priced, how I position it with the messaging, right? To make it so that the highest level client wants to come into that and they want to come into it at 2 to 3 times my current rate for it. And then from a burnout standpoint, from a scaling standpoint, I don't need to get 10 people in here to make this much money. I just need to get 4, right? So I can up my price, decrease the number of people that are coming in it, right? But elevate how I'm positioning it. Keisha, I know you got some bomb testimonials. So how do I make sure I am elevating the messaging around this higher ticket offer so that these individuals come in? And then those who it's not a fit, right? Because I say this inside of the business model playlist that we have here on YouTube. You can watch it after this video. That's when you can kind of differentiate elements of your business model once you're at a certain point. Like, don't be doing this from day one, but we're talking to y'all that are experienced, right? So adding these different offers so that people, where, okay, this 5K or 20K or whatever it is isn't accessible for me, but this level is. I'm going to come over into her, group program membership boot camp. Which, speaking of that, I know you said you want to add a group program membership boot camp. I would pick one. You want to be careful with like overwhelming yourself, especially because you still do have one-on-one clients. Do you have a team that helps you? Because we got to protect you. You are the golden star. We have to protect you. And so I know you listed all 3, so I'm not sure if there's one you want to start with. And then just kind of go from there. Let me see what else you're saying. Okay, so it's custom formulas for them to take to the manufacturer. Understood. So my first business was a product-based business. So understand that. And then my corporate career was all product based, CPG. So anyway, I do understand that. So that's why it's one product versus 3. The formulas are not the same. So do you still feel like it should offer a formulation part separate from the launch strategy? Oh, okay. So now you're saying, should you separate the formulation part versus launch strategy? That's an option. So Mm, one, I would keep them together, but I would double the price. So how you want to take it to 10, I definitely would at a minimum. Now I don't, that's just my quick answer. We can dive more into that, but I would keep it all together only because that's the highest value. So I teach about selling top to bottom. What's the highest level offer that I know that this client is going to be the most served by? So as if I'm launching one product or 3, it's going to be best for me to have full consulting from you on the formulation all the way to launch strategy. And that could be a part of the message. We help you from this to this. We help you from formulation to launch strategy to delivery to packaging, or whatever that's going to look like. This is our full service package, and this is $20,000. You work with us for 1 year. Within that 1 year, on average, most of our clients usually get 1 to 3 products in production and mapped out. That's how I would formulate that. And again, that's me just going off of this for your messaging. We haven't actually talked about who is your client, in all the elements. That is something that we talk about, I believe is day 2 of the event. So we, definitely can go more into that. But yeah, I would keep one where it's high level, high package with all of it. And then if you want to separate them, that's where you can do like VIP days, right? So you can do you can do a VIP day with me where for 3 to 4 hours we're diving into your next level messaging and mapping out your signature messaging, your signature method messaging map, your ideal client clarity chart. We're mapping out content, right? For you to sell your offer stronger. And so that can happen in 3 to 4 hours in a VIP day with me. Somebody doesn't need to work with me for 3 months or 6 months or longer inside my program. So you could have formulation strategy be an intensive. You could have formulation strategy be a 3 month, or it could be, do you want full service formulation launch this, and this? This is in my 12 month. Um, the boot camp is self-paced only. Great. So that's like straight digital product. So that's passive. Great. The same as the membership, just a whole bunch of helpful content. So it's stress free. The work is fine. The group program, the VIP, and definitely you're not alone. Yay! I love that you're getting support. So, are you launching all of these at the same time? So I hear boot camp. Boot camp is, I'm gonna say course, self guided product. Okay, so self guided course, boot camp product. So self guided, we got that, and then you have what was next? You have the membership. And so you said that's a whole bunch of content. Is there any interaction that you are doing inside the membership? And then you have your group program, your VIP. So then, that potentially gives 4 offers. I'm really, I would be really careful again in scaling. So let's step back for a moment. Um, Actually, let's step back. How strong is your current message converting at the VIP, especially for the new price, the $10,000? I want you to reflect, and this is for everyone that's watching. How strong is my messaging converting for my current top offer? And then, especially if I'm wanting to double that offer, double the price. Okay. The reason why I'm saying that, here's what happens, and people get in trouble. I have seen it over and over again. I have clients who have been like, okay, I am ready for, have come to work with me. And they were like, I thought I was ready for scaling. And it's not that you're not, but there's some things that we have to look at. Okay. Um, what people do when they start to scale is, okay, so I'm going from 1 to now 4 to 5 different offers, or 3 offers, right? 3 to 5 different offers, multiple offers. And then what they don't realize is that there are different people who are buying those offers. The person who's willing to pay the 20 to $50,000 is not the person that is going to pay your $200 a month membership. They are not the same person. So therefore, the messaging that you use to speak to each of them is different. What they value is different. Okay, clearly shown in what level of investment they are willing and committed to making. So the messaging is actually different for each of them. So that's why I asked, are you launching all of this at once? Because you're talking to a different version of the client. Who I work with at a $50,000 rate is different from the person who's willing to pay $5,000, which is different from the person that's willing to pay $500, which is definitely different from the person that's only willing to pay $50. Totally different. And so if you're trying to launch all of it at one time, or even within the same couple of months, there's not time for that audience to turn over. But then there's also confusion that it creates. And then, you start to see your higher ticket thing go on the back burner, right? Because your messaging seems to be talking to the person for more of the boot camp membership, and the group program is in the middle, so it can be tricky. So I would just take some assessing to look at your messaging, look at the conversions, and look at how much it prepares you for that higher level sale, because one of them can kind of cannibalize the other, create confusion and hurt sales in general. Or you're going to find people who only want to pay the lower price, um and not because the people in the audience are someone who wants to pay that lower rate versus the higher. So, let me see. All right. So you said that you conducted surveys, great, wait list, all that. So we're good on commitment to upgrading. Plus, it's a great time to elevate prices due to everything going high. Oh, yeah, no, two separate things. So no one's saying anything about not elevating prices. And I think you hear that. What I was specifically saying was the timing, which I think you were talking to above. Looking at, when am I launching things? Who is the audience this is for? Are these the same exact person that would buy this and purchase this exact service or product, right? Digital product, course, the boot camp, or are they different? Because that is going to differentiate your content and the messaging that you're using in the content. And so what I was saying was, watching several clients do this and then come to work with me, and then we're like having to fix some things, is okay, you all were like putting out so much at once that it kind of confused some of the audience. So it makes sense that you got 2 to 3 people to come into this thing, but you could have gotten 20 to 30, right? Had we truly had everything focused on this, and then give yourself time to switch gears. And this is some of you don't need to be listening to this part of the conversation, because we shouldn't really be talking until you're certain points in the business where we shouldn't be talking about the fact that you're going to have 2 to 3 different versions of your client. But for those who are in truly more of a scaling space, you do need to consider that. And so I say, get, this is just me. Well, actually, let me ask you, Keisha, which is the one that you want filled the most, like filled the quickest? What is that offer for you? So you got your boot camp, self-guided, you got your group program, you got the VIP, I believe 3 months, feel like oh, membership. Which is the offer you want, like, filled the most? And then I wanna make sure I know someone else was asking me a question. Let me see. So anyone else that has questions, if you wanna re-put them, just so that I know that so that I don't miss any if I have to scroll up. Oh, and the survey that you conducted, which version of your client is that? Is that the person that has already paid for the $2,500 or the $5,000 price point? Are they people who have, not necessarily worked with you yet, right? Because we can survey current clients and past clients. We can survey people who necessarily haven't worked with us. So I'm curious, who did you conduct the survey with? And I love that you are surveying. That is amazing. Was talking to a client about this. We have to stay curious. And you probably have heard me say this, not just you, Keisha, but like anyone in any of my videos. You have to stay curious about your client. You have to stay curious. So I love that you have that awareness, and that's how we keep refining. That's a part, one way of how we keep refining the messaging, right? Because we're tapping into what are our current clients, our past clients saying and feeling and thinking. We actually have a clone a client exercise that we do inside of the Money in the Message program, and the foundation of it is this. It's being able to extract out certain elements and certain specific things, right, that we hone in on, from past and current clients, so that we gather language that we need for the next level messaging. And so that was something that we shared yesterday. We went through for the clients who have had, the offers that they want to go focus on right now. So if it's a 20K offer, let's go back and look at verbiage and language from those clients so that we can make sure we're bringing that in. Yes, these are all my clients who have taken the surveys and joined the waitlist. Amazing. The boot campers will be marketed to join the membership or group coaching. It's a part of our marketing campaign. Oh, so just upsell. Is that what you mean? Just upselling. So you're gonna have people come into the boot camp, and then they're going to be upsold into the group coaching or the membership. I feel like the group coaching membership might might combine that. And then you said they have two options to select from while I work on elevating the VIP. One-on-one pro. Oh, okay. So you want to do the opposite. Okay. So my advice was going to be I would go ahead and fill in. I would go ahead and fill in the VIP because I go into what pays the bill. What's so and I don't know your pricing, but one, are you joining us inside the event? Because then I can go into more of like what is the actual pricing. But whatever the pricing, is for the boot camp and the group program and all that, um the VIP is probably going to cost the most, right? So um sorry. So just being in a space of I am getting if y'all are DMing me, I love it. I love it. And if you're joining the event, I love it. I love it too. Sorry, but back focus. So if you are so we talked about upsell and then the VIP. Just because that especially you have a team, right? So it's like let me go ahead and fill 2 to 3 people in this VIP, and so and while I am working with them, and I know that you want to do some refining to it, but some clients they opt to do the opposite of like let me fill the higher ticket first and then do the low. And actually, true story, um now that I'm talking to you thinking about something. So I remember I signed a $15,000 client, and then I was like, or shoot, I'm trying to remember what order this went. So I signed my last $15,000 client, and then I paused that. Now I call it a pause, but back then I said I'm shutting it down. But now we've brought back a more exclusive package. But yeah, it was 15,000, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get on the low ticket train, and so I had a $97 a month offer, and I tell you, I don't know about y'all, but like this is a first of all, this is a free video. Um, I will show up and I deliver. So it could be a free thing, it could be the 3-day program, it can be and then obviously, in my paid programs. So I'm just not a low ticket person. I'm not a low ticket coach. I'm not a low ticket speaker. I don't do well with like, I have to give you just a little bit so that you go here. I know how to strategically plan that out and map that out for sure. That's not what I'm saying. But my energy is like, I just want to give you all of it. Like right now, I want to go all in. Oh, I'm like, do I need the whiteboard? No, we don't need the whiteboard today, here. But like, I'm like, what is the messaging for the boot camp? What is the messaging for the group program? What's the messaging for the VIP offer? What's the messaging for your the membership? Like, what's the messaging? Who's the ideal client for? What's the pricing look like? What's the messaging look like to upsell them from this to that? What's the pricing look like? Because I think we talk a lot about upselling, but people like, and I was telling you earlier, top to bottom, what's my top offer? I'm just going to go ahead and get 2 to 3 people in this top offer. So then that way, and that's where I was going to, I made that mistake. I made that mistake of like, we're going to pause the 15K program and I'm going to go focus on this $97 program. And it took until like months for me to get to, okay, now we've made 10K from this $97 offer. But I was like, I could have literally just signed one person in this and done it way faster and, didn't have to like wait for the low ticket. So that was just for me. And that doesn't have to be everybody's story. But one thing for me, I had to realize was I do better with doing my mid to high ticket offers because that's the type of person that I am, the coach that I am. I don't want to have to hold back. And so again, just for me. So I will advise, let's get 2 to 3 people in the high ticket, and you can be working on the lower ticket in the background. And then that's filled. Great. Go ahead and put the lower ticket out because the opposite won't happen. A person who's focused on a higher ticket investment, the mindset that they're in, the content that you put out, it's going to be slightly different, right? Than the lower ticket. So people who are willing to pay for the lower ticket thing, they will still be attracted to your higher ticket messaging because they want to be there. But the opposite will not happen. People who are willing to put a 10K investment down, they are not going to be attracted to something that's talking about like this self-guided thing. They're just not. And again, you got to go into the psychographics. That's why we do all psychographics with the messaging. What are they thinking? I don't desire to do self-study, and so I want to make sure that you're hearing me clearly. There are different people. Yes, there's some people who want to do self-study, some people who want full access. I'm just like, get those people who want the full access in because they're gonna tune you out once you start talking all self-study. So I'm like, fill that in first. And that was just because I made that mistake. So it was like, why did we shut that down? So then we had to flip it. Like, oh no, we don't do that. And it was my saving grace because like forget just looking at the numbers, it was like for me, it was just annoying. Um, let me see. Um, he said we got enough in the bank. Oh yes, please, yes. If all business owners, I really like one of my friends, she's a financial coach, she calls it buffer. So creating a buffer, things do change. Like, ooh, the decisions that you make in your business when you have at least a minimum of a 3 month buffer is totally different. Now, if you get yourself to 3 and then get yourself to a 6 and get yourself beyond that. But yes, I do agree with you on that. I know for myself, especially in these last couple, after a decade and you learn, you make some mistakes, you do some things. I was saying that in a video I was recording the other day. I was like, I know that it's tax time to be putting in taxes, right? Depending on how, if you do quarterly or if you do annually or whatever, but it's still, you're finishing out Q4 or you're finishing out total 2024 taxes, whatever that looks like for you and your business. But I was like saying how I used to be so stressed about taxes like the first couple years and all that. And then the last couple years, it's like, no, we just have a tax account. It's like, okay, yeah, like January, whatever, we know exactly what we owe or like what we need to pay or whatever we need. Like we have that. And so it was like it doesn't have to actually be that stressful. So yes, I hope that everybody like that's for everybody, right? So yes, definitely have those buffers in that account because it will sure change how you're able to move and make decisions. And also businesses have high and low periods, right? God, time is really flying. Let me see what my team is talking about. Not to the way that you make decisions. Um But yeah, the way that you make decisions, it will totally be different. You will save yourself a whole lot of headache. All right. So low ticket is great for businesses that have high volume. That part. And not just high volume, you need what traffic? What traffic do I need to feed that high volume? that part, right? So there's been periods where we have ads going for, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, whatever, at a time. And so then hundreds of people can come into something a month or whatever that looks like. So having the traffic, so high volume, but I want to specifically put the word traffic, right? So that's what I love about low ticket. Awesome. So do you feel like for you feel like you have a good traffic? Like that's amazing. If you have high volume, it works like Netflix. Yes, but and you know what, girl? We could talk, you and I could talk all day. Um, People that are looking at the online space, especially, they don't understand that. And people get hurt. So I do remember, like, this is back in 20, man, not 15. I don't know, 20, somewhere between 2016 and 2018, or maybe 2016, 2017. I remember running my first YouTube or Facebook ads. And I don't know if this was the time we spent $800, but there was 2 times, like, early on in the business where I, like, was trying to do Facebook ads, right? And it's like, if you don't understand, it doesn't work. Like, people have this misconception of that, right? And so understanding what I understood, let me share my lesson. What I understood was, um, and this is why I'm so particular with my clients that are scaling. We took a message that was for not truly our ideal client, like we kind of generalize the messaging so that we can get more people in. And so this is literally one of the themes of the 3-day event. You increase your conversions when you get better people. When you get, oh, so many messages, I'm so grateful, amazing. I'll be checking in with y'all when I get off of here. Um, you get better people when you get better people on your calls, you're gonna have better conversions. To get better people on your calls, you need to have better refined, specific, targeted messaging. So when we look at something like ads, there are some people who are like, oh, I'm just gonna get high volume, I'm just gonna like quantity over quality, right? And so of course we want high quality, but we want to make sure that or we want high quantity, but we want to make sure that the quality is there. And so yeah, I mean, it was my first time, doing ads, and thank God, we went to a space where to experience periods where like ads are profitable for us versus periods where like when I like those first 1 or 2 times they got better. From the first time, I wish I could remember how much I spent. I wish I could remember. I know 800, but I'm trying to figure out because at one point we did one set and it was like they made no money. And then we did them again. Maybe that was the time I spent $800. That's what I'm thinking. And we actually got 1,000 people that signed up for. I had like a sales worksheet, right? And then you need to have your funnel right in the background and all that stuff. So we could go on and on, but just wanted to clear that up because different people are at different stages who watch, and some people can be in the beginning of scaling. Some people are in the middle, the end, the not the end, but the further along in their scaling journey. Some are like going from, I'm just at a place where I've established myself and now I'm about to enter, scaling. So just being clear when we say that, because I think people look at the Netflixes and the HBO Maxes and all the Netflix type of things, and people think that about the industry, and I don't think people realize there has to be traffic, whether it's organic and or paid, right? Combination of both, whatever, that's another conversation for another day. But yeah, you have to have that traffic. It does not work without it, which is why high ticket is amazing. If you feel like you are in a place for, and this is, I'm talking to everyone, right? If you are in a space where you are feeling like there's a traffic, like your traffic is not where you want it to be, you probably want to go mid ticket to high ticket. You don't want to be focusing on low ticket. And I do define those numbers inside of one of our YouTube videos. I'll have to grab the link so that I can put it here. But I do talk about, like, give examples of numbers and everything about high ticket, low ticket, all that. But the point is, if traffic is an issue, be careful, and not be careful, but if traffic is an issue, focus on mid to high ticket. That's what I would recommend for you. All right, so yes, one-on-one is not self-paced, it's full um it's full access to me hands-on within my hours of operation. When I'm off, I'm off. Yes, boundaries, self-care, all that. And there's some opportunities in how you structure your one-on-one, right? And so remember I said earlier, I had my so we took a 15K one of our last one-on-one clients that we took for 2020 2019. So remember, I was saying that was the year I got like burnt out, and I was like, okay, I want to go and focus on group boot camps. And so we ran like 4 6 of them the year starting in 2019. And I was just like, oh, I'm burning down my one-on-one. I don't want it. And then I realized, oh no, you just have to, you find a way to merge it. So one, that was where my inner circle came in, right? My inner circle, money in the message. Y'all may hear me talk about that right inside of my videos and stuff. That is my signature program. That we've had an inner circle since 2020. Yeah, 2020. And so for me, really structuring it to be a hybrid. And that's what happens. As you've been in business, you start to learn how you like to support, how you don't. So for me, I told y'all, I like to be hands-on. I like to give personalized feedback. I want to really know, I want to know your ideal client and your price points and your offers, because that all is a part of us positioning it, right? For you to sell it stronger and have better conversions and elevate your client attraction and your client connection and your client, conversion messaging. So I need to be talking to you, right? That's the whole reason why I say, like, get off of YouTube, come work, come be with me in real time in something like my 3-day money making messaging event. Which you can go to kierajones.com/event to grab tickets, because I see we have a couple more people who've joined. But being in a space where I transition my offer, like, okay, I love one-on-one, but I also know that I don't desire to only work with people one-on-one. I know that people get so much, like, literally, we had a member, not yesterday's call, but last week's call, who DM'd me right after the call. And she had her daughter home with her, and she was like, "Hey, I had to jump off early," but she was like, "I want to tell you," like, she didn't get coached, but she was like, "Watching you coach this person, watch you coach that person, like, I took away this, I got this, it was so powerful, blah, blah, blah." So, like, realizing when you're in a one-on-one container, there are certain things that only you remember to ask, to ask. When you're in a group space, which for me, that's what I loved about school and college, right? Is masterminding, right? Like, being able to hear other people's ideas and questions, and, ooh, I didn't think of that. That's powerful for your business, right? There are things where, a lot of times one person's doing something one way, one person's doing something the other way, and then we start to, like, oh, well, did you think about doing this or doing that? So the point is, like, for me, I love masterminding. I do love one-on-one. There's a time where you need one-on-one. Kiera, I don't need to talk about nobody else's message but my own. I want to, work on my pitch for this business. I want to work on my webinar for this. I want to work on my launch messaging or my relaunch messaging for this or that, right? So I want to go all in on my message. Great. There's one-on-one space for that. And then I love being in mastermind spaces because, again, you get to hear what are other questions that other people have that maybe you wouldn't think of. And then you're able to learn from there. You're able to grow in that space. And then there are times where you need some self study, right? Um, Especially, we were talking about this. We mentioned this yesterday on the call. Because one of my clients, as she's booked out right now, so she's booked out. She's not taking any more of her one-on-one clients, and so we were talking about, part of her scaling is going into more of a group space, and so just talking about building your resource library and things like that. And so I was telling them how I had, hello, hey Faye, how I had, new people, or excuse me, when I started to build my first, like, resource library. So my point was, with the one-on-ones, you can structure them different, right? So we, inside of money in the message, it literally became a combination of all of my ways I love to work with clients and all of the ways that they're supported the best. One-on-one, top notch. Absolutely. Having those one, and that can be calls, but there also are Voxer passes that our clients get, so that you have me at your fingertips. Like, and that also, if you are coming to the money making messaging, the 3-day event, if you are a platinum member, you get to experience a little bit of what our premium members inside of the inner circle get, including those private messaging passes. Because you're gonna have things like, I'm on a sales call, the client, or I have, I'm doing a pitch, right now. You're gonna want real time feedback, not having to wait until, the next week or 2 days from now in the group to get a question answer or whatever comes up. So, looking at, the structure of your offers is all I'm saying. And then you get to create hybrids. And that's what I realized. And so that has been the space that I've thrived in, is being able to support individuals. We have our one-on-one space, calls and chats. We have our group space, right? We have our self-study space, because there are things, and that's why I was telling the story of mentioning this to my client yesterday, who's, now moving over and transitioning to creating her resource library. There are things that you repeat. If I've said this 10 times to 10 different people, I should have this as a self-study option. And I think we forget that, like, when at least some of my clients, when they first come in, their one-on-one is all one-on-one. And so when they come in, a part of us, working together is we're wanting you to call in more clients and or charge more. Right. And so if you're already feeling burnt out from the current clients that you have, or the way that you work with them, or how you have your offer structured, you don't understand that subconsciously you are actually blocking yourself from calling in more clients because you are afraid of being more burnt out. You're afraid of experiencing those things again. So, how do we start to make things simpler for you and still maximize the impact? Because Kiara is all about impact. Okay. We're all about transformation. We're all about making sure that your clients have a quality experience. And so, point is, when you look at your one-on-one, I see you saying it's not self paced. But hey, Lisa, how are you, my love? Welcome. How you doing? So, one-on-one is, how can I structure this? So self-paced with one-on-one doesn't have to, or get to coexist. And those are ways that we have been able to do that. So we'll have, hey, there's this pre-work that I need you to do on this, right? So and you need to elevate those things. Like, I used to have one that's for my clients who, let's say, they have only done like 30 to 50K. And so there's things that we need from their signature method, like this. And then, once I had one of our clients, one of our members inside of Money in the Message, she has a six-figure package, right? And so she sold that six-figure package. And so there were different things I needed from her about her signature method. And so then we made a 2.0 version. So we have the two different versions. And we, these clients can go to this one and these clients can go to this one. But my one-on-one clients, they still get access to that stuff. So that means it's maximizing their value, because when I'm on a call with you, I don't have to sit for the first 20 minutes and go through something with you that you could have watched on your own time in a 20-minute video, right? And done the pre-work, and you bring that to our call, and now we're diving into your pitch. Now we get to use this whole call to work on your pitch, or, one of my clients to work on parts of your webinar, to work on parts of your enrollment event, to work on, okay, you're scaling from one-on-one only to adding your group program. Let's map out this, and this about your group program. Versus sometimes, it's like, and if you don't have it that way, right, and you just let it all be on the actual call, you're repeating yourself. And sometimes you miss things. Like, there are things that maybe I say to you that I don't say to the other person, but I mean to, I just forget because we're in the moment. So I just found that, so I just want to encourage you, Keisha, like with you, a part of optimizing your one-on-one and your own time and all that, which you sound like you protect your boundaries so much. And I love that we, and hopefully this is inspiring others who feel like they don't too, around, like, this is how you could elevate your one-on-one as well. And so it was a game changer for me. Like, and so when I go back to, we took our last 15K client, and then, now that package is, almost double. Being in a space where, this is how we can communicate on calls. Here's pre-work that you can do. Here's ways that we're setting this up so that it actually is easier for me to deliver, and I'm making more money from it too, but it's actually more impactful for the client. We get to maximize more time on the call, things like that. So just, you'll find your own way of how you want to merge them, and happy, to talk more about that as well. So for those that have joined, this was literally just like a work with me. So I have not been working. Well, one, we did start to upload that video. So I guess technically we did have some things that we were working on, and then I was messaging my team, but I was like, oh, I'm just working, so let me just like go live while I have some time. I was working today from 11 to 1, but I need to probably add another hour into that just for things. So we have two YouTube videos that we're loading. So while I'm doing that, let's refresh the room. So this is literally me working, but I was taking questions like as they come up. What business questions do you have, or just questions about me, like whatever. And then let me go back through to catch up on anything I might have missed. So delegation is a powerful tool for decreasing burnout, for sure. Delegation for sure. And so we do this assessment inside of our Realign to Shine. This is actually as a part of our pre-work inside of the program. But one of the things is, what do you want to keep? What do you want to tweak? What do you want to delete? And then what do you want to delegate? And so the reason why that's still important is because sometimes people delegate stuff that actually is not needed, right? And so delegation is powerful, and it is amazing. And make sure you also go through delegation and deletion too. And just understanding what, and that's actually something like we're going through a system migration right now where we're taking like five systems, like what do we need this one for? What do we need this one for? Blah, blah, blah. So let me so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And delegation also comes with a cost. Delegation comes with team costs. So let's what can we eliminate, or what can we make simpler before we delegate it? But also, what are some things I can do to structure my support to make sure that we are maximizing our one-on-one actual time? So both, like literally ultimate scale is all of that. Ultimate scale is all of that. So Lisa says so true. We saw that. So let us know what you do. What type of coaching, consulting, what type of, services do you offer, speaking, and then let us know, if you have a question about your business model or ideal client, your messaging, anything like that. So as a reminder, we have our 3-day money making messaging event going down February 24th, 25th, and 26th. So you can sign up for that at kierajones.com/event. This is for established women experts, right? So you're packaging your expertise into these services and offers and programming, consulting, speaking, training, things along those lines. And you have past and present clients. And we know y'all love your clients. We do. But we also know sometimes we have let some misaligned, mismatched clients come in. And the whole purpose of this is you're wanting to at least double. You're wanting to at least double your revenue, right, for your sales, and also decrease the speed of sales without sacrificing quality. Let's be clear. So how do I get more people into my stuff? How do I charge more? How do I command more of my value, right? How do I position myself for that while also making sure that I have high quality clients, not mismatched clients, not misaligned clients, not headache clients, not people who need a discount for five times over, all that type of stuff. So just making sure you pre-qualify people so you get the right people in your offers. That is self-care. I hope y'all saw my video. Let me I also was let me drop we have a video that talks about the fact that your client quality is self-care. And that is literally right. Delegation, client quality, right? Your team support, all of these things are a part of your self-care. You are the golden star in your business, and we have to make sure, I'm going to drop the link here. We have to make sure we are protecting you. And that's also like what I'm talking about. Oops. I didn't put the link. Let me grab it. When I'm talking about even these structures, right? These structural elements of your program. So there's the link if you want to check that out after you watch this. It talks about stop draining your energy with low quality clients. This is, the quality of your clients is self-care. So when we talk about, let me make sure, can y'all see the link? Mm, mm, mm. If not, I'm gonna make sure it gets in there by the time we like when we wrap up. Because I don't see that the link is showing. But the title of it is Stop Draining Your Energy with Low Quality Clients. So but we'll come back and put the link. So there was something I was going to say. So definitely sign up for kierajones.com/event. So that's number one. And also, if y'all have more, like you want to talk more private, in a private space, the best place is to, thanks for dropping the link for me. The best place is definitely join the 3-day event, but you can also DM me. All right. So we had a question. My biggest question since the beginning of this year. So first of all, hello, welcome. So Etsypreneur, should we use psychological triggers in our messaging to make it more engaging? Why would we not? Do you currently use any? I have lots to say on that one because that's like, is that my number one favorite? It's top 3, but it's fighting between number 1 and 2. Using psychological elements into your messaging is top 2. It's probably my favorite. Um, why would we not? It works. Why would we not? It connects. Why would we not? It's what our people feel from us. Oh, so you are going to love. So Etsypreneur and anyone else with this question, I don't know if y'all heard me earlier. There's a video that we're going to be dropping where I'm literally doing like a love letter to your, okay, y'all don't want like that boobs, not the boob, the boob. a love letter to your next level voice. And a part of that is actually, you'll see some of the psychological elements, but the point is psychographics. Psychographics should be used inside of your messaging, right? I'm a psychographics over demographics person. And this is literally what we're talking about all day on day 2 of the workshop. So kiarajones.com/event, you need to join. This is going to be day 2. Okay. Follow me here. Actually, wait, before I go. I need to let me know what you do. I feel like you help entrepreneurs with Etsy just based off your name, but I wanna know what it is you do. So I'm leaning towards scarcity, but I don't want to sound toxic. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So there's a difference, and this is what people got confused. So um we call it empowered clients. We call in empowered clients when we use my client intimacy messaging method. Intimacy is a feeling. That's why it's called client intimacy. When you are getting intimate with someone, right? Intimate is not just physical. So don't go there. I didn't go there. Okay, okay, okay. Let's bring your mind back. Intimacy emotionally. When you feel seen, when you feel heard, right? You get to make an empowered decision. Scarcity, toxicity, that's not empowered. And so people do confuse these two. So you get to beautifully connect with your client. But I want to know what you do so I can show you. So we do these client embodiments. That is something you will see more about inside of the 3-day event. But let me see. I want to make sure my clients are fresh because I want to use your actual, like your example. But in summary, should you use them? Absolutely. Why would you not? But let me check on this because this might be a telltale. Who are you? See, I know the woman that I am. I know the coach, the consultant, the leader, the speaker, the trainer that I am. And I know the women I attract. And I assume you're in the room because you are this woman. But I assume, but let's be clear. Are you someone who values connecting with your clients? Are you someone who values making sure your clients feel seen and heard? Are you someone who values transformation? Are you an impact driven woman? Are you an impact driven speaker? Do you care more about quality over quantity? Do you value these things? Do you value your clients shifting, no matter how big or small or quick or slow it is, that they go deeper and they go deeper? So if you're a yes, I assume the women that I attract are yeses. If you are a yes to that, then yes, you should be using psychographics. You know why? Because you don't vibe with anything else. You don't vibe with the surface level. You don't vibe with the vague. You don't vibe with any of that. That's why you start to feel disconnected. You ever have conversations with people and you're like, you can tell this person is not really into this conversation. Like, why the hell are we here? It's the same way in a sales call. Why the hell are we here? You know, this person, there's no vibe, there's no this, there's no that. Instead, think about sales conversations that you've had where you truly feel like, wow, I vibe with this person. If you're on a YouTube video, you're watching somebody, I vibe with this person. I can feel them. So I can go on and on because I get really passionate about this. But if you're truly passionate about your work and you're passionate about creating impact and driving transformation and connection, why would we not use psychographics? So that's going to be layer 1. But I had to say that because there are some people out here who don't value it. There are some people out here who are like, I literally look at you just as a number. I don't see you as a person. And that energy is felt. Your people feel that. Your people are repelled by that. Your numbers decline by that, even if it feels like, okay, we're growing and then not. And so with that being said, because I know you are that woman. I haven't even looked at the comments yet. I know. So when you're that woman, so when you first start, you have a certain message, you have a certain client you're talking to, but you start to expand, you start to evolve, you start to become a different version of you, a better version of you, a deeper version of you. So then you want to speak deeper to your client, but you have to get to know them deeper. That's where psychographics comes in, right? And so being able to infuse that and bring that into your messaging, that's a part of pre-selling, that's a part of pre-qualifying, that's a part of pre-positioning. Those are the 3 things we're going to be working on inside of the event. All right. So, yes, you want to be using them if you value those things, right? And that is where women who feel a lot of times what I notice with clients is that when they start feeling disconnected or misaligned or like there's a mismatch, it's because that's the mismatch, right? They're so surface. And I'll tell you this, there were times where I would only talk numbers. I would only talk about, hey, my client was able to make $30,000 in 20 something days of us elevating her messaging. She went from $3,000 a month for literally like a year or two. And then when she came in working with me, we specifically knew what to be tweaking, how to talk to her next level client, et cetera, right? Like she felt like she was, her audience was stale. They weren't really the clients who would pay for her higher ticket offer, all these things. And then we worked on her offer, repositioned it, restructured it, worked on the relaunch of the messaging, and she made $30,000 in 20 something days, right? I don't know if it was 21 or 20 days, whatever it was, 20 some days, or my other client. Okay, so within 8 weeks, she did $60,000 with her launch, right? And she had been in business, for a year, and she was in a space where she wanted to speak to that next level client, and she wanted to talk to the things that they valued and cared about, but she found herself still talking about like the entry level stuff. And so we needed to elevate the messaging. And there was also some mindset stuff about her connecting and talking to this next level client. We have to connect you to this next level client. We have to get you to feel them. And so that's what this video we have dropping, it's dropping today. You're going to see it. It's going to be like me speaking to you as this love letter, and I want you to save it and listen to it like every day, like listen to me calling you into the feeling of your client. Anyway, okay, let me go read your question, y'all. I got so excited about that. But that's people get it confused about, I'm going to be toxic, I have to do scarcity. Scarcity is not the only emotion that people have urgency from. You can have empowered urgency. Okay. So I've talked about this. I don't know if it's on the list for us to talk about in the 3-day program, but if anybody reminds me, we can mention it. But we dive into this inside of the Money in the Message program. But making sure you have empowered enrollment, right? And also energetic enrollment. So all of that goes back to you being empowered in your messaging. And so you can speak to your client in an empowered way that creates urgency, which is what you're saying is scarcity, but like you can do an empowered version of that. All right. So let me calm down because I be get like, this is my pet peeve. Oh, I didn't finish my story. So I was saying how like I used to run with the numbers of like, this is what my client did 30K in 20 days. My client did 60K in 8 weeks. And I had to think about what's the type of person, not the caliber, what's the type of person that brought in. It started to bring me only women who cared about the numbers, who only cared about sales. If you know, Kievra, let's be very clear. If y'all haven't seen, don't where do I flip my camera? I feel like an auntie. If you haven't seen, this is the rug I sit on. There is a money rug, okay? So let's be very clear in the money chair. Let's be very clear. Kiara wants you to get your money. Did nobody say Kiara don't care about the numbers and the money and all that? What I said was there was a level of like, that's all she cared about. That was literally driving everything that we did. So much so that we were staying so surface. So there's a woman who joined the workshop, the event, kierajones.com/event. Make sure you get your ticket. The price of platinum is about to go up. When this video goes down, the price of platinum is going up. I totally forgot. It's 12:30. Okay, the price of platinum is going to be going up when I end this video. So love the rug. Thank you. So she just joined, right? And so she upgraded to platinum. That's why I just remembered. And so being in a space where she in summary, no names, or anything I'm going to give. There's two women actually with something going on. There's a divorce involved. She's becoming a new her. She's been in business for years. She's great at what she does. There's a disconnection that she feels. And it's because there's a new version of her. There's a new version of us all. We literally get to grow and expand and we become new versions of ourselves, right? Especially if you're in a space where you allow yourself to have self-awareness, right? And you care about growing and healing, all the things. So to not drag this out, my point is the type of women that I called in, it was like, oh, yep, 30K, 60K numbers are really big. Great. I only want sales. But then we would come in and now we're working together. And now it's like, okay, we're going into the next level client exercise. We're going to the next level messaging. We're doing all these things. So one, they started creating offers that were not aligned to them. I don't care what anybody tells you. Misaligned offers are at some point no longer going to sell. At some point, they're no longer going to sell. because you're gonna literally self-sabotage them because you don't really want them. Even if they go make money now. I've had clients who have made six figures from an offer and right? Well, it wasn't six figures, but I put out a course. It was 997 and I got 30 clients in it, or 30 people bought this course. So that's $30,000. And somebody, was like, Kira, like some people in the world make that as their salary. And I was like, okay, but I don't want that program anymore. Cut that off our business model. We do not offer that anymore because that's not in integrity with not my calling, but it was my calling. There was a level of who I was teaching to in there that just wasn't a fit for me anymore. And I had to let it go. Had I continued to, and I did, I tried to force myself to keep doing it and it wasn't working. It was like I'm wasting so much time and so much energy. I have so much fun over here when I'm talking to my established women about their messaging and their this and their that, and I'm not having fun over there. So I don't care that we made $30,000 from this course. I don't care what ads we have going. I don't desire to do that. You don't have to make that decision. Okay. For me, it wasn't like a this or that. It was like, we're just not going to do that anymore and put all that energy over here. And so what happens instead of me giving 50% energy here and 50% energy here, what happens when I just give 100% energy over here? Then I get more results. I get better results. So there's not this like, oh, I would have kept it. I would have. You could, but energetically, I knew at some point this is not going to sell anymore. Even if it's me, whether it's me self-sabotaging it or ending it or whatever, or it wasn't going to be as impactful because you're not getting the fullness of what I could give you there. Right now, fast forward, we did take versions of it and make it into, we put ads to it and we, to sell like hundreds of them and things like that. So we did come back and repurpose it in another way that felt in more alignment, but like the way that I had it before, all of what was in it just didn't feel in alignment. So my point of saying that was, at some point when you're doing something, an offer, a message, an ideal client, whenever there's some type of misalignment, it may work for a while. You may make 30K from it. You may make $157,000 from it. Okay. I know that's an odd number, but I'm using like some of my clients and as real numbers. And then you will come to a space of like, I no longer desire this. I had a woman, one of my clients hit seven-figure business owner. She literally was like, here, when I see you on videos, the energy that you have, the way that you're able to just speak, you have no script, you have no notes, your eyes could be closed, you were just speaking from your heart. She said, Kira, I lost that. I lost that in we need to prepare for taxes. We need to prepare for the team. You know, I went from doing coaching to delegating all the time to being a manager. I'm now a manager. I don't feel like I'm a coach because I always have to manage these 10 people. Um, and we just need to bring in these clients for the numbers because we have to hit the numbers. And it became like no care. There was like, okay, we have 50 people join, but there wasn't like and who were they and what do they do and why did they want to join with you? And why did they want to work with you? And did you say hi to them? Did you even just say hi to them? Right. We send, I do my best. I do my best to send a personal message no matter what automation we have going on. And someone was like, oh my God, I feel so loved already. I literally just said, hey, welcome to Money Making Messaging. I cannot wait to see you inside of the program or something like that. And they were like, I feel so seen. And to sit and to think about where our industry in the coaching, consulting, online space has gone, where people feel that disconnection. So, with all that being said, psychographics, yes, because people are feeling disconnected. People are feeling unseen. People are feeling like a number. And so, the more you can bring that into your language, the more you can connect with them. That's when you pre-sell people. And that's when they come in with their empowered yes. And that's that empowered urgency. I don't have to sit and convince you to come into anything. I just show up, I just shine in my light. You decide if you want to come in or not. That's up to you, boo. I'm going to shine no matter what. You're going to shine no matter what, right? So, and I just get to share with you, here's this experience. Here's my program, Money in the Message, where I literally get to support you in amplifying into your next level message. Because I know right now you are wanting to elevate. You're wanting to elevate your positioning. You're wanting to elevate and dominate your industry. You're wanting to dominate your messaging. And you know that for you to get to that next stage, you're going to have to refine your messaging because you're incredible at what you do. Nobody is here questioning what you do. I know you've been showing up. I know you've been creating that content, but I know some of the content converts and some of it is getting you some people that are not so much your vibe. It's getting some people in your inbox and in your DMs and maybe even sliding into your programs like, oh, where did they come from? Why are they here? Who are they? What happened? Right? Versus, and then I have some clients who I absolutely love. I want to clone them, which is how we came up with our clone a client exercise that we do in Money in the Message, right? It's so powerful. I've done it in like 3 different workshops, or no, 4 different workshops so far this year, February 12th. But you get to feel, where we get to literally clone that energy and that power and bring that into calling in the next client, right? And so you're wanting to scale your business. There's no question about that, but you're not wanting to sacrifice the quality of your clients and you're not wanting to sacrifice your alignment, right? And so you have also been expanding and evolving. Like I was mentioning, we have some women who, whether it's a divorce, whether it's you've hit a new income bracket, right? And so there's different layers of you becoming who I was when I was a girl being raised by a single mother in low income housing is different from the girl who went to college and had four jobs at one time because she was going to find her way out. Is different from the girl who then made it and was in a successful corporate career. I'm talking had the corporate credit card, traveling, company car, all of these things for a Fortune 500 company, managing $5 million, being in territories of $28 million, growing my territories by double digits in 12 months. And then that's different from the Kiera that's now spent a decade in building her personal brand and taking her expertise and her gift and putting that into her business, right? Being able to support over 2,000 women, right? Being able to build this brand, like that is different. Showing up for you right here on YouTube. So there's different versions of her, and a part of it, I need to do another video where I talk about this, but if you didn't see my video, God is shifting my message, you need to go watch it. We put it out in December. God is shifting my message. That's one to watch if you're feeling this, because I realized even in my season, in this last 2 to 3 years, y'all forget my business. The woman that I am becoming, the woman that I have become and am becoming. Did you notice where I said I grew up? Single mother, low income housing. I have a partner who loves me and loves to show up for me in ways that I didn't even know that I needed. And the amount of work that it took for me to accept that and to receive that, right? He sent me a picture. So we're gonna do a behind the scenes video of the retreat from this past weekend. But on the so he sent a picture. I was in a call on Thursday, and I knew I needed to finish packing for the retreat. I had packed the weekend before, but I needed to finish packing, just to make sure everything was final for me to leave Friday morning. And so he sent me a picture. I'm in a call on Thursday and he's like getting the car, or, tires aligned and this and that. Y'all, I had said, "Oh, I'm gonna take my car to like the place," and like that was it. And then he just sent a picture of like, "Oh, I'm doing it, right now." Or little things of like Mike loves to cook. My honey loves to cook, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. But y'all, there used to be times where I'm like, "Oh, my grandmother would cook on Sundays. And aren't I supposed to be? I'm supposed to be the one who cooks every single night, who does this and who does that." I also run a business. We have 2 dogs. I want to have self-care. Even though I love what I do, I'm still working, right? And just like he is working too. And so we're both tired at night. So then who decides who cooks? Like, okay, so let's split that up. That's different from probably how some of our aunties and grandmas and stuff used to do it. So I'm just using a non-business example to show how I've evolved and expanded. And you know how that then trickles into my business? I care about asking my team, how was your weekend? Hey, why don't you go ahead and log out? Why don't you let's go to sleep. We send pajamas, PJs. Um, what PJs do you have on? What PJs do you have on? Here's how I feel in bed. Like caring about their care. That wasn't old Kiera. Old Kiera, old identity was hustle, 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 go, 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 do, all the things. When I look at my messaging work with my clients, the fact that this is new, we have never done this in money making messaging. We're going to be talking about your content workflow because I care about the workflow of my clients. Of course, I would talk to my clients about that, but we never did it in like our events or anything like that. But even the conversations I'm having with clients are deeper. One of the members of Money in the Message, we were talking about her kids. I should check in on her. Her kids are home today from a snowstorm. She lives in the Midwest. And her kids are home today from a snowstorm. And, we're just kind of talking about like, how are you managing what's going on? Like, what does that look like for you? Blah, blah, blah. I care about how my women are running their business beyond just the like, I put out a video today. Like, because you're the golden star. If you are not okay, if you're not taken care of, you will never shine as bright as you can, right? So I'm saying that because parts of my messaging have evolved. Hey, um, so if I combine, I'm getting into a softer side of myself. I'm getting into my receiving. I thought I received before. I thought, like 20K cash days were great and amazing, and they are. Wishing that for all of you. All of you. It's amazing, right? All of you, all of us, all the things. However, I also prioritize, I don't want to sit and have to go live every day. I don't want to. There used to be a time I used to go live every day for 3 years straight. I think this is my second live one here this year. So when I think about how I want to show up for myself, I think about that for my clients. I'm like, oh, how can we make things simpler for them? So now we come back to messaging. When my messaging pre-sells for me, it cuts down the time in the back end I need to spend on selling. Whether you're doing ads, whether you are doing DM strategy, whether you are doing any organic social media, anything like that, or a combination of it all, your email marketing, what we're going to talk about on day three of the event is your expert ecosystem. When you elevate your messaging to have the most powerful parts, all the psychographics that you need, all the value propositions that you need, all the value language that you need, all the sales messaging and language that you need, all the positioning communication strategies that you need that really position the power of the work, not what your client is going to pay at $50 and $500, but what your $5,000 or $25,000 or $50,000 from our conversation, we were using those numbers earlier. What is your higher ticket person going to pay? What is your client that truly finds it priceless for them to make this investment, right? So that we can talk to them in an empowered way and they make that empowered decision. So before you even work with me, you're in. You know what I know? Some of the people that are already signed up for the 3 day, whether you're on the free version of the 3 day or if you are a platinum member of the 3 day, I already know they're already like, I'm in the program. I don't know what you're selling, Kira, at the end. I'm in. I already know you're watching this video, whether you're live with me right here or you were on the replay and you're like, I need to be in this inner circle with this energy every day so that I could elevate. Like if I have this energy, plus we just doing some mindset. So we haven't even really touched like Etsy. Where we at? Hello, Catherine. How are you, my love? Where we at? Etsypreneur. And I need to come back to your stuff. Um, I haven't even touched on anything that you actually do. This is just the mindset that we're just happen to be talking about. But now we add in those positioning points and the clarity points that we need to sell your offer stronger, to call in empowered clients, to bring in those psychographics so that your people feel themselves. So anybody on here, does anybody feel me? Does anybody feel my energy right now? Let me know. Tell me if you're not. You could be honest. I think you are feeling me. And there's a point where you are already sold into my thing. And if you're not 100% sold, you're 80 to 90% there. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to come into this 3 day program just to see, is this just what she does right here for this 96 minutes and 51 seconds? Or is this for real, for real? Or some people may book a strategy session with me. And it's like, I just want to spend 30 minutes with you from YouTube so I can make sure you are a real person, whatever that looks like for you. Right. But you're there. We got yeses. So let me come back to it because I said I was working until 1 and I was supposed to be on here only until 1 and we about to be 2 hours later. Okay. And this is the energy that you get to have. This is the energy that you get to have when you're doing things from a place of alignment. And like I have my little like sticky notes of what I was supposed to be working on today. So I still need to approve them 2 YouTube videos, but one of them is ready. We just need to like give it thumbs up. Um, but and you know what? I was supposed to be uploading this third one or uploading it to like our team folder. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna flip my camera around and show y'all the process. But I want to get through these questions before we run or hop off or whatever. Also, I'm hungry and I want to go eat. Okay, so let me see. Where were we? Okay, psychographics. So Etsypreneur said, I help small business owners with their digital needs, like templates, etc. I see digital artworks on Etsy. I think you mean sell. Yes, small business owners who don't have the budget to hire graphic designers yet. Okay, so there's some. How long have you been doing this already? I'm just curious. There's some opportunity areas. Etsypreneur said, wow, this session should be paid for. Thank you. I'll definitely show up so I can afford you. Please don't stop showing up here. I know your videos will help me. Oh, I love that you feel that. I love that you have that impact. Definitely join the event. You can grab like y'all the prices of the so you can join the event completely free. And then on the second page, you'll be invited if you want to upgrade. I told y'all when this video goes down, this one here, the price will be changing. The price currently in this moment is $77. $77. When we talked about the numbers and the pricing, it is a steal. I am intentionally making it such a steal because I want you in and I want you to get the support. All right. So definitely grab access to that. If this is what you felt here, I cannot wait. Like, you're going to get your personalized assessment for us to really look at. We will look at these psychographics. We already do like a targeting ideal client assessment and also assessing the performance of content, and then also looking at your premium positioning. And then you get like an actual video similar to audio video of me sharing my screen and with your stuff. Like, I would move this, I would change this, I would add this here, all of my feedback on this. It is a steal. And that's before we even start the actual event. The event starts the 24th, right? So women are getting back their audits earlier. So definitely go over there to kirajones.com/event to grab that. So there are some opportunity areas with that messaging Etsypreneur. So first and foremost, you said I help small business owners with their digital needs like templates. I don't know enough. So you say I sell digital artwork on Etsy because they don't have a budget for graphic designers. So it's hey, small business. So again, just I don't have that's all I have to work with. But knowing the specific messaging elements, right? This is a very small piece of it, but this may help you. You support small business owners who don't have a budget for graphic design. So one, what type of small business owners? So you could kind of get some clarity there. Are they product based? Are they service based? But either way, hey, I know that you have a brand, you have a small business, and so what do they value? They value their branding, they value their visual appeal online. So they're not looking to create inconsistent, incohesive branding materials and visual assets and graphics in their business. They want to make sure that even when they have a low budget for graphics, that it's still high quality and matches how they want to present themselves to their audience. So here at my company, my shop, my blah blah blah, we help you by providing these types of digital asset materials. I wouldn't even such as templates for this or templates for that, that are going to help you have the things that I just mentioned. So like that's just off the cuff, right? I've never talked to you. I don't know what you do and all that. I don't know what your offers are. And also, I hope that is that all you're offering? Do you also offer actual graphic design services? Because for everyone, you want to have high ticket versions of your service and of your product, right? So I talked about my client who has a 50K offer, 20K offer, a 4,500K offer, or 4,500 offer. Um, and then even if those numbers aren't like where you are right now, if your offers are, hey, my highest is 9 or 10K, my medium is 5 or 6K, my low is 1,000K. Again, I have a playlist monetizing your message, where I have like business model videos and things like that, where I use different numbers and stuff. But I hope that you have a higher ticket offer for that work, because and also not assuming all small business owners can't afford graphic support. A graphic designer was one of the first things I actually hired because I knew that wasn't necessarily my strong point. And I wanted myself to be cohesive. And so I would definitely have a service attached to that. And also, this is the last thing I'll say for you is this goes back to what I was saying with Keisha, looking at the different calibers of clients. The client who is only wanting to pay for a template is different from the client who does want to hire somebody fully to support them with their graphic design. So you need to be talking to them because it'll still attract the people who can't necessarily afford that. But if you're only talking about you're a small business owner and you can't afford this, so you should come work with me here, then that person over here is like not coming. So you need to talk to the highest level version of your client. We talk about that more on day 2 of the event. Make sure that you're joining us, kirajones.com/event. And then what else do we have here? So, hello, Catherine. I'm so excited that you have joined. So, you said nice point. That being said, do you still believe in I help statements? Absolutely. What did I say that made you think that I don't believe in I help statements? I do, but they be very vague for people. They get on my nerves. People are building their I help statement and there's no they're missing a lot. So yes, I still do believe in I help. Tell me, what point did I talk about that? You might just be the next Oprah. Thank you. Thank you, girl. Thank you. I mean, so my aunt, when my hair, so this is my natural hair. And so my aunt always literally when I get my hair done, she is always like, you look like Oprah. So she has said that. But this is another story. I do have a fun connection with that. So I receive that. And a part of why I receive it because I know it's sent with love, but I receive it because you wouldn't have knowledge of this. when I was a little girl, at 4 o'clock in New Jersey is when Oprah used to come on for us. And I would sit at the end of my mom's bed like this, and I'd be watching Oprah. Not every episode, for children, but I would sit and I'd be watching Oprah. And I don't know how old I was, but um, I would definitely middle school or high school. I don't one of them ages. But I would sit and I would watch Oprah, and I would look at her in admiration. And so yeah, there are times where I actually have been called Copra. So Mike and I have a video game, and so on the PlayStation, we were playing this game called Overcooked, where you like cook recipes. It's literally the only game, that and Pac-Man. And then there's this new like Academy. I like Scavenger Hunt. I don't like killing and shooting all that. So but my name is Copra with a K on there. So I received that, but I will say shifting in my identity. I used to so much say I want to be Oprah, I want to be Oprah, and then shifting to I want to be Kiara, and I want to shine in my light. And my light, a part of it is supporting women and being in their deeper expression, and seeing their value and help. My background is in sales, my heart is in messaging. And when I combine the two, helping you step into your next level sales messaging that allows other people to see your value, that allows you to position your value more powerfully than you've ever done before, where we add in psychographics where your clients can feel and see you, and they see your value is beautiful. So I so receive that, and also um celebrate me in this space of like, and I don't that's her lane and I get to be on mine. But I do get what you're saying. I've had a lot of connection to that my whole life actually. And this gives me that vibe. Like I literally was on a phone with one of my team members, like, oh, I'm just gonna go live, like, but I'm gonna work while I do it. And I ain't stop yip yapping and talking. I done spent all weekend at my client's retreat talking. So anyway, thank you, Catherine. You wouldn't even like sometimes you don't even know what you're saying and what that means to other people and all that. So thank you for that. I hope that you are joining us. Are you joining us, Catherine? Keisha. Let me see who else we had. Etsypreneurs. What is your name? What is your name, Etsypreneurs? And y'all, put your I want to follow y'all. So do you have a Facebook page, an Instagram page? I want to follow you. I would love to DM you and thank you for being on today. And especially if there was a resource that I mentioned that I wanted to get to you or something like that, I'd love to myself and my team to send it over to you. So let me know. But Etsypreneur, what is your actual name so that I can like know that? And Catherine, the I help statement. So I don't remember what point you were asking me that. I didn't see it real time. But what I will say, the I help statement, if you're talking about psychographics, you get to bring psychographics into the I help statement, right? I help my clients do X, Y, and Z so that they feel this. I help my clients shift from feeling blah 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 blah. Real story. I don't know why I say true story and real story. They're all true and real, but like actual example. Um, when I'm at networking events, I share. Oh, I help women elevate their messaging so that they stop, underselling it, undercharging, and giving their expertise away for pennies. When I tell you the look, so I can say, oh, I'm a sales messaging strategist, positioning communications coach, visibility mindset coach, and speaker trainer. Like, okay, great. Oh, I help women elevate their messaging. I help women who are established in business refine their messaging so that they can elevate their sales. I can say all that. It hit different when I say, oh, I help women elevate their messaging and stop, under positioning, undercharging for what they do, especially when it's worth so much, so that they can stop giving their expertise away for pennies. When I tell you the look I get back, it'd be like, Kira, when can I talk to you? When is your next appointment? Can you send me the link to your session? Because they instantly feel it. So that's real example of that. But we can certainly dive more into that. So, Catherine, are you joining us at the event? Somebody go ahead and put it in the chat for me. www.kiarajones.com/event. And I'm going to have to check out, why can't I type? I mean, obviously I can type, but why doesn't it publish? That is really weird. That is really, really weird. And maybe they might come up when I'm like off, but I don't know why they're not showing up while I'm live. Let me try over here. Let me try over here. I don't know. But anyway, if somebody could lovely, lovely, lovely take a moment and type that, that would be amazing. How was this for y'all? Was this helpful? How are y'all feeling as we just like wrap on up? Let me know, let me know, let me know. What is an aha and a takeaway that you have from our conversation today? Even if I wasn't specifically talking to you, right? Because when I'm talking to one person, there is something in there that you also can get. So just because I may not have been using an example of your pricing, your numbers, your ideal client, or something that you specifically asked me, you still can receive this, especially for those that are on the replay, especially for those that are on the replay. Links don't work in the chat. Aw, okay. Well, kiarajones.com/event. It's in the description of this video, so you can click it there. But kiarajones.com/event. I love each and every one of you for being here with me. I love you for engaging with me, for staying with me this whole time. Um, we're going to have another work with me session. So let me know while y'all are here live, as you are listening to the things I'm talking about, still drop questions you have because I can see them. Even when it's in the replay, still engage. If you're on the replay, I want to see your comments, but I would love to hear, what other videos would you like to see from me? What videos would you like me to share? What questions do you have, so that I can think of, those things, incorporate those things into any future videos that we have coming up. Yeah, so let me know, what other videos do you want to see from me and hear me talk about. So that would be one. Well, one is, you need to go to kiarajones.com/event and join. That's number one. And invite a friend too. Come with a friend. Two, also tag a friend in this video so that they can get this love too, forwarded to them. And then two, let me know, like, what topic, is there a topic or two or a question that you have that you would love for me to kind of do another video on, go live about, or do a full, episode on, or anything like that. And did y'all like this live? Because I would love to do these way more often. So I know those are lots of questions, but they're really not. If you felt served by this, you could help me and serve me by doing that. There we go. Even exchange. All right, my loves. Well, I'm going to go ahead and run. Until next time, love, shine, and success in life, business, and everything in between. Make sure that you share this video or tag somebody in this video who needs to hear it: a mastermind sister, a biz bestie, an accountability buddy. And I hope you have the most amazing day. And for those that are joining us at the Money Making Messaging event for February 2025, I cannot wait to see you there. I can't wait to love on you. I can't wait to give you virtual hugs. I can't wait for us to take what we've talked about here and go even deeper and actually give you hands-on specific work, especially if you're getting that platinum price. I'm going to give y'all 5 minutes. Y'all got 5 minutes to go over to kiarajones.com/event. Go ahead and register. And on the second page, grab that platinum before the price goes up. Y'all got 5 minutes. That's the amount of time I need to go grab my lunch. Okay. So I warned you, don't message me. Don't DM me if you miss out. That's not my fault. I told you, I extended it for you, and I'm leaving it until we end this video, and I'm giving you 5 extra minutes so that I can run downstairs. All right, loves. Talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.